If you are an international student trying to figure out how to best spend your summer to actually get into your dream school, then this video is for you. My name is Veronica and I'm the co-founder of Borderless, where we're helping over 10,000 students get into their dream schools internationally. And for every one of those 10,000, summer is very important. So let's get into it. What I want to start with is clear the myth around paid pre-collegiate summer programs that are very popular, but they cost up to $15,000 or $20,000 and they actually don't make much difference in your college application. At this point, these programs are run by almost every single top university. They can be online, they can be offline, but there are a couple of common traits that you will notice. Number one, they're pretty expensive, and number two, they are not selective. What you need to know is that these programs are often run by a department that's separate from the undergraduate admissions department, so it really doesn't make much difference to your application, and colleges have admitted it themselves. They exist primarily as a revenue stream for the university. But not all summer programs are a waste of time. Some are genuinely really valuable, like YYGS or Yale Young Global Scholars. It's fully funded, it's very competitive, and it's also in person. But even then, going to a YYGS program does not guarantee you acceptance to Yale. So in a nutshell, if you are interested in these programs and you have the budget to do them, then by all means do, but treat it as a fun summer experience and not something that will make a meaningful difference to your college application. Now, let's move on to things that actually do make a difference, and the first one is probably my favorite, which is a self-initiated passion project. You don't have to start it in the summer, but many people do because that's when they have most time. But ideally, a good passion project should be multi-year. The reason passion projects are so amazing is because they are very high impact. You're literally building something from scratch to solve a problem that you genuinely care about. Try to have a tangible milestone by the end of the summer. That can be organizing a conference, launching your app, doing your exhibition, but it's something that shows the results of your work. And trust me, if you start something in June, you should have enough to show for in the end of August. These tangible results and outcomes are extremely important, and this is what will go on your Common App activity description. Instead of saying that you spent X number of hours writing code, it's a lot more powerful to say that you have launched an app and got 5,000 users. The second amazing activity for your summer is an internship or any kind of work experience, and it doesn't matter if it's paid or not paid. Having work experience shows independence, it shows maturity, and it also shows that you can deliver actual valuable results versus just studying and taking tests. If you're pursuing a summer internship, I recommend it to be at least 2 months, hopefully even 3. The problem with short internships is that you first have onboarding for the first couple of weeks, then you learn how the company works, and you never actually get to the point of producing something meaningful. And then if you want to get a letter of recommendation from your manager, but you've only spent 2 weeks with them, they won't have much to say. My best tip for doing an internship is very counterintuitive, but do it locally. You doing something in your hometown to help your local community in your local language is honestly so much more genuine and interesting than you trying to pursue some flashy internship at an investment bank in the United States. The third high-impact activity is doing research. But just like with pre-collegiate summer programs, there are now so many companies that are offering these research opportunities, and it's becoming less impressive. In the last month alone, 3 separate research companies asked us for advertising. And again, similar to YYGS, there are some more credible programs like Pioneer Academics that actually gives you college credit, but there are not that many of them. But the best part is that you don't have to go through a paid program. Regardless of where you live, you do have local universities in your city, and there are professors working at these universities. And by reaching out and being persistent and cold emailing, you can get yourself a free research opportunity. Let's move on to point number 4, which is going deep into a certain skill. If you've always been interested in coding, summer is your best opportunity to get good at it. You can learn graphic design, you can learn content creation, you can learn journalism. Anything you want to learn within 3 months with ChatGPT and internet and all these amazing resources that we have, you can do it. The challenge is that it's not enough to just say that you have a certain skill. You need to actually demonstrate it through a certain project. It doesn't have to be one big and meaningful passion project. It could also be a portfolio of smaller projects where you just show, yeah, I have these skills and I really enjoy it. A lot of students that we work with have their personal website where they document their work, and they also share it on Instagram and LinkedIn, which I think is a very good idea. Again, don't aim for perfection, aim for improvement and consistency. And the last and probably most boring thing you should be doing in the summer is studying for your standardized tests. Yes, a lot of universities in the US are still test optional, but there's really no reason to go test optional unless there's actually no test center in your city. And when it comes to SAT and ACT, this is not something you can cram on one weekend, especially when it comes to vocabulary and reading. So depending on your target score and your current score, you should develop a week-by-week study plan, and you should have a very good idea on when exactly you will be studying and how many hours you will be studying. If you don't already use a calendar like Google Calendar, I highly recommend you to use it, and you should add SAT study blocks in your schedule. For example, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you study for 45 minutes from 5 to 5:45 p.m. This is the only way to stay consistent, and this time management technique is something that I still use nowadays as an adult and as a business owner. And the last thing I want to talk to you about is that you should have fun in the summer. I know that you want to get into your dream college, I know that you're ambitious, and I know that it seems like everyone around you is working more than you, but that is not the case. And if they are, there's a chance that they are overworked, underslept, and not having as much fun. So I encourage you to get your friends together and just create memories. If all goes well, both you and your friends will be leaving the country and going to different places around the world, and this is the time that you will miss so much. So take that trip, play those video games, eat the good food, and do not feel guilty about it.